Welcome back to another episode of Cable Chatter. I'm your host, Blake Clevenger, and I'm here to bring you an update on what's going on around Randolph County, Union City, and all the surrounding areas. It's the Christmas season. It's hard to believe it's December already, and we have an incredible amount of unique events going on in the county. So many that there's no way we can report on all of them or even list them all in the beginning of the episode. So I really encourage everybody to keep an eye on Facebook, message boards, and the signs around the various towns. Make sure to go out and support your community and local businesses and just show them that Christmas spirit that I know is here, right here in Randolph County. Later on in this episode, Braden Hoggett, our reoccurring co-host or host even, will be bringing you some information about the Union City Community Christmas. That's going on from now until New Year's Eve. It's a community Christmas of the Union City Community Christmas light display. That's in Harder Park from 6 to 9 p.m. every night. And if you haven't had the opportunity to get out there and check that out in the past, or if you have, it's even bigger, better, and more impressive this year. I know the guys and the community that have been out there to just really work hard on that and spend hours and hours making sure that that display is just amazing this year and has been for years to come, and just the thousands of lights that are out there. And I know in this episode later you're going to find out more and more about that and where it came from. But if you haven't been out there, you really need to go out and take your family and just enjoy that the light display and that Christmas spirit that's going to be out there. If you're having a rough time, and this can be difficult for a lot of people this season, I really think that'll cheer everybody up and just help remind you what we're here for this busy season of Christmas. On to things in the rest of the county. Every Monday throughout December, there'll be a music jam at the Farmland Community Center from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. Saturday and Sunday, December 10th and 11th, the 8th annual Lights and Flights will be happening at the Randolph County Airport from 6 to 11 p.m. Portion of the proceeds benefit K.I.S.S. And I know you're going to hear more about that later on in this episode as well, and it involves the Harder Park light display. It's just really something special, and I encourage everybody to go out there and check that out and just really enjoy that event. I know lots of people really look forward to that and make sure they get out there. So if you haven't had a chance, I really encourage you to do so. On Saturday, December 18th, there'll be the breakfast at the Winchester Masonic Lodge. It's open to the public, the 125 East North Street in Winchester from 8 to 11 a.m. On that same day, Christmas on Main Street will be in downtown Lynn from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. And on Saturday, December 25th is Christmas Day. And I know there's going to be a lot of events. A lot of churches are doing some really neat things, and a lot of the communities are doing neat Christmas events, and there's no way we could bring them all to you in this short period of time. And as often as things change and the weather may be a factor, there's just a lot going on. So I really encourage you to keep an ear out and keep an eye on social media. There's a lot of fun to be had in this season. I'm going to go now to Braden Hoggett with Larry Amspaugh and Chad Spence to tell you more about the Community Christmas.
Hello and welcome to this installment of Cable Chatter. I am Braden Hoggett, and I'm joined by two very special men in our community, Mr. Larry Amspaugh and Mr. Chad Spence. And today we're going to be talking about Community Christmas.
Yay!
Yes. Now, would you guys be able to kind of give us some background information about you guys and then what your roles are in Community Christmas?
Okay, my background is I used to be a contractor. I used to work at the Union City Body Company for 21 years. I worked for McGee Brothers Construction for 14 years. I worked for Timmerman Trust for 4 years or 3 years. And then I have a full-time job now called A Community Christmas.
Yes.
And that's what's taken up a lot of time. So,
Fair enough.
yeah.
Yes, I'm Chad Spence, Mayor of Union City, and I work in the medical field as well as my other job. And then my third job is Community Christmas, which I've helped since I answered the phone one evening 16 years ago, and he goes, Chad, we're going to light the park. And that's almost literally what he said verbatim.
Fair
and
enough.
So that's where it all started.
Well, that's actually going to be a point that I was just about to bring up, was how it all came about. So I know you guys have both been in it practically since the beginning, so if you don't mind giving us some.
Where I was at the time, that's when our industries in town started leaving.
Mm-hmm.
And they had a group come in from Indianapolis, wanted to know what are we going to be if the industry's gone.
Yeah.
We're not a bed and breakfast because we weren't making any new houses or anything like that. So it came to the place to where, what are we going to do to survive? And I said that, every town has a niche. You just got to find it.
Yeah.
What works for you? What's it going to do to help you and your community? This is all about community. This isn't about Larry Amspaugh. This is about community. I love it here. Great place to live. There's a lot of things. My grandpas, both of them told me, you do stuff for your community will do something for you. And look where we're at now.
Oh, yeah.
But I tried 3 times with the city council, starting probably in the early 1980s, and then about halfway through the 80s, and then in the first of the 90s, and kept getting the answer no. And Flip Hoover was the mayor at the time. I said, Flip, we got to do something at the park. We got a 68-acre park, beautiful. No community this size has anything like this. We need to do something to bring people to town. Let me light the park. Well, he says, go ahead. Well, the first year we made it from about the bridge to the tennis court. And there was about 25, 30 of us that went door to door asking for one strand of lights. One.
Yep.
Not a whole bunch, just one. And from that point on, now we're boasting around 6 million.
That's insane.
That's insane.
That is pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Now, I know over the years, tons of people have participated or donated their time to kind of helping set up and everything, but do you guys know what groups have done that? Because that's such a big thing, is to volunteer their time, donate money to kind of help bring this into the light of what it is today. So, do you guys know any?
Do I know any? Yeah.
Oh, definitely.
Monty Poling, Dennis Swaggart, a bunch of guys from the fire department, a bunch of guys from just working in town, contractors, and then a bunch of ladies that took over painting Christmas cards.
Yeah.
There's so many, it's hard, and I don't want to miss anybody, but thank everybody.
Yeah.
And Chad's got 2 or 3 groups that comes out. One is from the school, and this year we had 2 days of 23 people from Workhorse.
Yes.
And they come out, and if they didn't come out when they did, we don't know where we'd have been right now.
Well then, yeah, very nice to have everybody kind of work together for that
Right.
kind of thing.
It just makes it a whole lot easier for everybody. And if we could have a couple, 2 or 3 weekends like that in September, and when it's nice outside and you're not fighting rain, cold, whatever, we could have it all set up and ready to go by hopefully the end of October.
That's the dream,
that's
right?
a dream.
That's the
That's
dream.
one thing.
Now, I know you were just talking about it, but do you guys know, without all this help, roughly how long it would take for you guys to set this up?
Well, go ahead.
I'll give you an idea. I start hanging the trees. I started in August. I started mid-August actually, in doing some of the pines up on the grove and a couple other pines further out in the park. And then I start hanging them. But when I drop the trees, we take the like 16 strands are plugged into each other on a rebar strip.
Yeah.
And then we hang it. I hang it from a branch, and then I drape the lights themselves like on another branch or another part of the tree, so they're not in people's ways. They don't represent any danger, so they they stay safe. And then we drop those lights down when we're ready to stake, because we'd love to stake immediately, stake the lights on the ground, but we're still mowing.
Yeah.
So that's kind of an issue.
So,
but we have 294 trees up this year.
Whew.
That's the most we've ever done by far. Last year was a record, and last year was like 253. So so there's a lot of trees out there, and it's to hang them all, and then if I actually had to stake them all, it would never get done by the time we light, for sure. There's no way.
Yeah.
It would never get done without help. And with all the cards and the displays and the shower houses
And again, I usually get started sometime around the 2nd week of September. But also throughout the summer, we're doing stuff in the barn, cleaning, checking lights. There's other things that go on.
Yeah.
Trying to find the stuff that we put away last year within 3 months
Trying
ago,
to find everything.
them again.
building a covered bridge.
Building a
Yeah,
covered bridge,
that's
which
a
is an
biggie.
awesome thing. And again, it's the money that we've taken in from this that paid for the covered bridge. And it goes back into the community. That's what this is about. This has nothing to do with Chad and I.
Just cycle
other
back.
than we would like more help. But yet, thank God that the people showed up when they did.
Amen.
That was going to be another part, was how can people or groups of people get a hold of you guys so they can actually help with the setup? Because I know, yes, you had the workhorse and the school people come in, and I know we had some kid groups that would come out and sort of thing and help, but like it's always one of those things that you guys could always use more help. You guys can always use more ideas, stuff like that. So is there any way that we would be able to contact you, or the people watching would be able to contact you guys?
Well, I know in my case they can contact the city building.
Oh, okay.
So
Perfect.
as mayor, they can contact the office, the front office up there at the city building, and let them know, you know, that either A, they want to help, or B, they have funds or supplies they want to donate, or whatever the case may be. They're connected to help you Community Christmas, because we'll take any and all help we can get.
Anything we can get. We're not picky. Everybody says, well, we don't know what to do. Well, we didn't know what to do 16 years ago.
And we still wing it a
And
lot.
there's still places that we scratch our heads and do whatever. There's infrastructure we're going to have to redo, and we've been doing some of the infrastructure, new panel boxes that's been out there since the park was probably built. And we got new equipment now, and it's helping. But again, it keeps growing every year. It's not our money. We're a nonprofit group.
Yes.
And we got to spend that money, and we're going to spend it back in this community. It's not going to go away.
Yeah. Well, you heard that, folks.
Yes.
You heard that.
Yes.
Come on. They need
There's
your help.
nowhere but
Yes.
right here.
Yes. Now, we're going to kind of take a little bit of a spin, but you guys know how much it kind of roughly cost for this kind of thing to be put on throughout the years? Like, I know it's probably it's a large number, I can guarantee it.
You mean total or year by year?
I guess year by year, because I know this past year we had a large more expense with the covered bridge, kind of with the donations and stuff like that. But I guess we could just go from last year if you guys know the information. I'm not trying to.
How much did I spend? Was it $6,000 or $7,000
6
I
and
spent
7,
in lights?
yeah. And again, he goes on a mission. He called me up on a Sunday, and he was in Sydney at 7:30 in the morning in a Menards.
Yeah, either that or Lowe's.
And wanted to know, I got this, can I spend it? Go ahead, Ken.
It's like asking Dad for money.
And it's not my money, but we got a budget.
Yeah,
We got to watch what we do. But last year with the pandemic, thank God it helped our park out, because people wanted to get out of the house.
Yes.
And it was a place to go that you did not have to get out with the people, but you could drive through, stay in your vehicle, and enjoy it. And it really helped.
It really did.
So that money helped, and again this year we've got more stuff that we've done, and of course the covered bridge is one of the things that was my goal a year before that.
Yeah.
But didn't make it because of some permits and DNR. And so anyway, it all got put back. Then the pandemic hit. Then the material cost went up, and there was stuff that I had planned to put in for the structure part. That it had to go away. So, but it's nice, and we had donations this year from Goodview Roofing out of Ridgeville. They supplied the material and installed the material.
Beautiful job.
We had RJ Painting Service, which is the Jenkinson people here in town. They painted it, primered it for me, and then turned around and painted it red, and it's beautiful. They did a great job.
And their family, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
I was going to say their family is also instrumental for years in helping with the live nativity scene too. They've been wonderful. They've been amazing.
And that's a family right there again. It's a family business, and they're helping, and I can't thank them enough.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now,
and another one is your grandpa.
Yes.
Your grandpa's been a godsend
Since the
for I don't know
beginning.
how long?
From the very
beginning.
first year.
Right.
Yep.
Well, he loves doing it, that's for sure. He does a lot, actually, but
Yes,
he
does.
goes out there whenever he can, does what he can.
And again, I know I'm missing people, and I apologize, but thank you, all of you. It's helped us get where we're at.
Big time.
Now, going off the covered bridge, that was paid through by donations.
Correct.
Now, do you guys know what the future is going to hold for you guys? Because obviously you guys are going to be collecting donations this year. Do you guys have any ideas of what that's going to be put towards for the future?
Well, again, if we keep growing the way we got infrastructure, we got fixed.
Definitely. Yeah.
So, and that's just called electric. So we got to get it spread out in different places so we can grow more and more in the park. My goal, this man can tell you, my goal to begin with was I want to light every tree in the park.
We're trying.
And we're pretty close. Some of the trees out there have 3 and 4 trees in that tree.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, it's a tall order. I know one thing I would share with him that I want to see accomplished that I'm hoping we could do from Community Christmas is finish the shelter house up on the hill. The one's missing the roof.
Yep.
I would love us to be able to through Community Christmas finish it, put the roof back on, and then light it head to toe and really make it a new display for Community Christmas.
Well, that'd be really nice.
So, yes, that's a goal.
That's where and if 8 people want to donate towards that cause, we'll set up a fund someplace and we'll just make it happen.
Yep.
Yeah.
But that's something that the K.I.S. family built back in, I don't know, in the 40s or
actually,
50s or whatever.
Their family and my family too. It's a K.I.S. Smith.
Miller.
Yeah, K.I.S. Smith actually.
K.I.S. Smith.
Yeah, Smith and Kearns, or I think they were a building team. They built that shelter house, and it has a sister shelter house in Michigan. There's the only 2 like it in the nation. Most people don't know this. There's the only 2 like it in the nation.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there are 2, and it has a sister up in Michigan. I don't know where at. I've got to find out. Tom Kearns or his family might know where at in Michigan it is. But yeah, the one here in Union City, it would mean a lot to get it restored.
Oh, yes.
Right. Because it's actually very unique, and it could be a kind of a calling card.
Yeah, another situation we have to part. The only thing I'm going to brag on our covered bridge. Now I know there's other covered bridges in Randolph County, but you walk through them. This is the only one I know of that you can drive through.
Yeah.
So that's an addition to Randolph County, hopefully.
Yes. So I guess the last question of the day is going to be, how many people are you guys expecting it to come through this year? Because I know you guys had, how many people actually came last year? I guess I'll start with that, and then we can see what you guys expect for this year.
Well, again, people-wise, we don't know 100%, but there was 11,550 cars. Buses, cars, whatever.
Everything counts as one. So a bus full of people is just one.
And I know there's been people that go through the park more than once, and we understand that. Now, how many people? We just discussed it, and we were probably 50 grand. 50,000 people or better.
Wow.
Because in the car may be 2 people, or there may be 20 people.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, a lot of kids love coming through.
Yes.
I know that works for you too. That
Christmas Eve and Christmas night, I'm out there and see a van come that's got a moon roof in it, and you see 4 or 5 little heads out there, their eyes are
it's just awesome.
That makes this happen.
It does. It makes it all worth it.
That's the reason.
It is. It makes it all, their faces light up. And, And then what you're doing, hopefully, is creating tradition for them. So where they want to keep coming back. And we want Union City, we think it's a special place to be, but we want to be a special place for others too. That they can know that come Christmas time, they're making the trek over here to come see the lights. And then, this was also part of his idea, and we've tried to grow it downtown too, is we want them to spend their money here. Stop and get some gas. Stop and grab a bite to eat. Stop at a store or corner cupboard or somewhere and buy something, and patronize the community, the businesses in the community, and help our community. That could be their way of giving back. We will continue to work to give to them in terms of the spirit of the season, and then they can give back to us too. And so it's really it's all coming together.
Right. And there's one thing I want to bring back again. This is community, and I'm not just talking Union City, Indiana side. I'm also talking Union City, Ohio side.
Yeah, it's Union
We're
City.
one big community. We all work together. We can make things happen.
Yes.
When you try to do things individual, it doesn't happen.
Yeah.
It's a lot harder.
This is a starting point. I'm not going to say it's going to end. I'm just saying it's a starting point. So,
absolutely.
Hopefully.
Well, I really appreciated you guys coming out tonight so we could have this conversation, and you guys have a good one. Hello, my name is Braden Hoggett, and I am your Cable Chatter student host. Today I'm going to be joined by Mrs. Shelly King in this kind of a short little new interview kind of style for our Cable Chatter, and we're going to be talking about lights and flights. Now, would you be able to kind of give us a little bit of background information about who you are in the city and then what you do for lights and flights?
Sure. I am actually the president of the Paws Board, and Lights and Flights actually has been around. This is our 8th year, and how it got started was Eric Livingston, who's the manager of the Randolph County Airport, came up with this. He's actually the one who came up with the idea because the airport had just recently renovated and put in a whole new light system on the runways, and he kind of wanted to show it off, and so he was trying to think of a way that he could do that and also maybe benefit a local organization. So he came up with the title Lights and Flights, so the lights on the runway and then the flights over Harder Park's Community Christmas. It was a grand combination, and I just think it was a great idea, and of the proceeds go to Paul's Animal Rescue and Shelter right here in Union City.
Well, it's a very big thing. I know I've been a part of it. I think I've done it several years now in a row. I very much so enjoy it. I can always pinpoint out whenever I'm up there which parts I like the most. And apparently they're supposed to be adding some new stuff in the Community Christmas in the years to come that are going to be able to benefit Lights and Flights. I don't know if you know that yet, but that's going to be coming out here soon, and that's going to be very exciting. So be tuned. Stay tuned for that. Now, I know you were just talking about the proceeds. How much is it going to cost for someone like me to just go out there and get up in the airplane?
Okay, it's $25 per person per ride. I believe if they're 2 and under, there's no charge. They just have to sit on the adult's lap. This is the first price increase we've had since we started. It has always been $20 a person, but this year with the rising gas prices and insurance prices, the pilots felt like they needed to raise the price. We just simply pay for their gas. They donate their time and the use of their planes, and then all the proceeds after the gas and insurance go to Paul's.
That's a very good cause to go to also, might I add.
Thank you.
Now, would you mind kind of giving us some dates that we might be able to give our viewers on when they can stop on out?
Lights and Flights is coming up soon. It's December 10th and the 11th. That's Friday and Saturday nights from 5 to 11, 6 to 11.
6 to 11.
And yeah, and if we run over, some nights we have actually flown longer than that. It just kind of depends on the crowd. If we have bad weather on one of those 2 days, Sunday night will be our bad weather day.
Oh, okay. Perfect. Now, is there any way that someone could reserve a spot potentially, or is there any chance that it could get super busy to that point? Do you know?
Actually, they don't take reservations in advance. I do believe that you have to go to the airport and actually put your name in.
Okay.
If you cannot stay, which we'd like for you to stay,
Yes.
and we have activities for you to do. We have board games and playing cards and things to keep people busy, and we also have food, some delicious soup and sandwiches and all of that good stuff. But if they can't stay, I think they will take their cell number, and then when their turn gets close, they will text them, and then they can come back to the airport in time for their flight.
Well, perfect. Even better for everybody, right? Now, I know you work with Paws. Now, would you mind kind of telling us what you're wearing today?
This is the debut of one of our new shirts. It says, "The road to my heart is paved with paw prints." And these are available in purple and gray only, sweatshirts and hoodies, and they are on sale now at the gift shop at Harder Park,
Okay.
and also at the corner cupboard downtown.
Perfect. If you have any questions, where can they contact you, Shelly?
I'm at the corner cupboard at 964-6080, or my cell number is 765-575-5317.
Alrighty, perfect. Thank you guys for tuning in.